Today we discuss about central force, that force whose line of action passes through a rest point, and the magnitude of the force is depends upon the distance. That means we take an example, gravitational force. In gravitational force we know that two particles whose masses are m1 and m2 and distance between them is r. Here, if particle m1 applied force on m2, then the direction of force is far away and towards. But this is the depends on the nature of the force, that is repulsive or attractive. But it is always passing through a rest point. And second, force is inversely proportional to square of distance. That means more the distance and less the force. That means force depends on the distance. Now general equation of central force, which is given by this. Here plus and minus sign shows the nature of force. That means plus sign shows repulsive nature and negative sign shows attractive nature. Now we read about motion of particle is in plane under the central force. Here we know that general equation of central force and cross multiple of r vector both side, then we get this. And here r cap is unit vector which is given by here. Then we put this value, and if we multiply r vector cross r vector, and cross product of same quantity goes to 0, because a vector cross b vector is equal to ab sin theta, and here same quantity, that means angle between them is 0 degree and sin 0 is 0, so this quantity goes to 0. That is equation 1. Now we know that Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma. A is acceleration, and acceleration is change in velocity with respect to time, and velocity is change in displacement with respect to time. So the double derivative of position with respect to time is also called acceleration. Now here we cross multiply, then we get this. Now this quantity is 0 from equation 1. Now mass is not equal to 0, so r vector cross d2 r vector upon dt square is equal to 0. If we derivative this part, then dr vector upon dt multiple property of derivative, then we get this. Again here same quantity, cross product of same quantity goes to 0, then derivative of this part is equal to, then we get equation 3. Now from equation 2 and 3 we get this, and here integrate of this part, then integrate, that means this r vector cross dr vector upon dt is equal to constant. Again we do differentiate, then derivative of constant part is 0, again we get equation upper part, and dr upon dt is velocity, change in displacement with respect to time is velocity, then r vector cross b vector is equal to constant. Here v vector is shows that linear motion, that means particle is in plane. Now we know that relation between torque and force. Torque is angular force. Torque is angular force. This is the relation, and we know that from Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to dp upon dt. This is in linear motion. If angular motion, then force is represented as tau, and d linear momentum, and j is angular momentum upon dt. So here torque is dj vector upon dt, and this term is 0 from equation 1, and integrate this part, then j is equal to constant, or j, this is the relation between j and r vector cross p, that means angular momentum and linear momentum. Relation between angular momentum and linear momentum is j is equal to r cross p. J vector is equal to r vector cross p vector. Then from equation 5 we can say that the motion of the particle is in plane, because momentum, this p shows that linear momentum. So from equation 4 and 5 it is clear that under the central force a plane is formed which is constant, and so the motion of the particle is in plane. Next topic, equation of motion of particle under the central force. To define this equation, we take an coordinate, two-dimensional coordinate whose coordinate is x and y, in which a particle p is present whose coordinate is x and y, and whose position vector from origin is r vector, which is makes an angle theta with x axis. Now we apply trigonometric property in triangle OAP. Then sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Then we get y is equal to r sin theta, and cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Then we get equation second. We know that position vector r vector in two-dimensional position vector is xik plus yj. If coordinate is in three-dimensional, then position vector is xik plus yjk plus zk. Here we derivative this part two times, and double derivative of position with respect to time is called acceleration, and this is so represented by a, and this acceleration is in x direction. This change in x direction, then we get ax, and this is y direction, then we get ay. Now we calculate the values of ax and ay. From equation second, x is equal to a cos theta. So what is ax? Ax is d2x by dt square. So here we derivative this part two times, then we get d2x upon dt square, which is ax, and similarly y is equal to r sin theta. We do two time derivative with respect to t, then we get ay. So here we derivative this part, then we get dx upon dt is equal to cos theta dr upon dt minus r sin theta d theta upon dt. Here r and theta both are variable quantity, so we apply multiple property of derivative. Now again we do derivative this part. then here we apply multiple property, मतलब two particles u and v, और here u v and w, थ्री टर्म्स के लिए डेरिवेटिव पार्ट मल्टीपल प्रॉपर्टी अप्लाई करेंगे. Do the derivative, we get this. Here we separate the term coefficient of cos theta and coefficient of sin theta. We take common and get equation 4. Now from equation 1 y is equal to r sin theta, again we here two time derivative with respect to time, then we get equation this, and d2y upon dt square is acceleration in y direction. This is ay, which is equation 5. Last we define that a vector is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap. Then a vector is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap. Now here we separate the term of component of cos theta I cap and sin theta j cap are similar. Then here we common this part, and minus sin theta I cap cos theta j cap, and this part is same, then we take common. So we get this equation 6. Now in polar form, if we define कोऑर्डिनेट्स पोलर फॉर्म में आर केप और थीटा केप की डायरेक्शन रिप्रेजेंट करना हो, तो देखिए इधर दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ आर केप. तो आर केप के लिए डायरेक्शन डिफाइन करना है, तो आर केप जिस एक्सिस से एंगल बनता है वो होता है कोस कंपोनेंट, और बचा हुआ पार्ट जो होता है वो होता है साइन कंपोनेंट. तो यहाँ एंगल जो है वो एक्स एक्सिस के साथ बन रहा है, तो आर केप की डायरेक्शन आ जाएगी कोस थीटा और आई केप, और बचा हुआ एंगल साइन थीटा जे केप. सिमिलरली थीटा केप की डायरेक्शन के लिए कोऑर्डिनेट कंपोनेंट डिफाइन करना है पोलर फॉर्म में, तो उसके लिए देखिए ये आर केप की डायरेक्शन है और ये थीटा केप इस डायरेक्शन में आगे बढ़ रहा है. यहाँ पर अगर ये आर केप और थीटा केप एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर हो जाए, ये वाला साइन, तो यहाँ से देखिए अगर ये एंगल थीटा है तो ये वाला पार्ट 90 माइनस थीटा, और जब आर केप और थीटा केप एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर तो ये पार्ट 90 माइनस थीटा, तो ये बचा हुआ पार्ट फिर से 90. और अभी हमने बताया कि जिस एक्सिस के साथ एंगल बनता है वो होता है कोस कंपोनेंट, तो यहाँ एंगल जो बन रहा है वो वाई एक्सिस के साथ बन रहा है, तो कोस कंपोनेंट जो होगा कोस थीटा वो होगा जे केप, और साइन थीटा होगा वो होगा आई केप. लेकिन यहाँ आई केप जो है वो माइनस एक्स डायरेक्शन में है, इसलिए यहाँ नेगेटिव साइन आएगा. तो देखिए आर केप की वैल्यू तो क्या आ गई, कोस थीटा आई केप प्लस साइन थीटा जे केप, और थीटा केप की वैल्यू आ गई कोस थीटा जे केप माइनस साइन थीटा आई केप. तो यहाँ से देखिए इन दोनों टर्म्स की जगह कोस थीटा आई केप प्लस साइन थीटा जे केप की जगह आर केप, और माइनस साइन थीटा आई केप प्लस जे केप कोस थीटा की जगह थीटा केप आ जाएगा. देन वी गेट इक्वेशन दिस, एंड दिस पार्ट इज रेडियल एक्सीलरेशन and this part is angular or azimuthal acceleration. अब देखिए लास्ट पार्ट में आया था ए वेक्टर इज इक्वल टू ए आर आर केप ए थीटा थीटा केप, इसको बोथ साइड एम से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, और वी नो दैट न्यूटन सेकेंड लॉ एफ इज इक्वल टू एम ए, और एक्सीलरेशन डबल डेरिवेटिव ऑफ पोजीशन विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. जनरल इक्वेशन ऑफ सेंट्रल फोर्स दिस, एंड f r f factor r is ma, then equation 9 and 10 f r cap is equal to ma, and this ma put in equation 8. That means f r cap is equal to mar r cap. Now mar r cap plus ma theta cap. नाउ कंपेयर कोफिशिएंट बोथ साइड. तो देखिए आर केप का कोफिशिएंट यहाँ पर एम ए आर इज इक्वल टू एफ आर, और थीटा केप का कोफिशिएंट एम ए थीटा, और यहाँ इस साइड में थीटा केप का कोई कोफिशिएंट नहीं है, तो वो हो जाएगा एम ए थीटा इज इक्वल टू 0. तो दीज आर द इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन अंडर द सेंट्रल फोर्स, and this equation is known as radial equation, and this equation is known as angular equation. Next topic, law of conservation of momentum under the central force. In central force, we know that equation of motion of particle under central force m a theta is equal to 0, azimuthal equation, angular equation, and a theta is 2 dr by dt d theta upon dt plus r d2 theta upon dt square is equal to 0. Here in this equation we multiply by r, then we get this 2r dr by dt d theta upon dt and plus r square d2 theta upon dt square is equal to 0. That is equation 1. Now if we derivative this part, here we know that r and theta both are variable quantities, then again we apply multiple property of derivative, then m is constant which is outside, derivative of r square is 2r dr upon dt and d theta upon dt is as it is, and r square and डी थीटा इसका डेरिवेटिव करेंगे डी थीटा अपॉन डी टी का, विच इज हियर. देन इक्वेशन 1 and then equation 1 become this part, and if we integrate this part, then m r square d theta upon dt is constant. Now j is equal to I omega, relation between, sorry, this is the angular मोमेंटम. जैसे P इज इक्वल टू एम वी विच इज लीनियर मोमेंटम, वी मल्टीप्लाई बोथ साइड बाय R, देन R P इज इक्वल टू R M V, and we know that RP is J, relation between linear momentum and angular momentum, R M, and now V is equal to omega R, relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. So J is equal to m r square omega. Here m r square is moment of inertia I, so J is equal to I omega, m r square d theta upon dt. I is equal to m r square, and omega is angular velocity, linear velocity v is dr upon dt, and angular velocity omega d theta upon dt. Theta is angular displacement. So now from equation 2 and 3, j is equal to m r square d2 theta upon dt square is constant. That means this equation shows that under the central force angular momentum is conserved. Now multiply this equation by 1 upon 2m, then j upon 2m, or m से m cancel, 1 by 2 r square d2 theta upon dt is equal to d theta upon dt is equal to constant. Now here we define aerial velocity of a planet is constant. So in a space, a planet which is present at A and distance of this planet from origin is r, and in shortest time dt it displays from a to b with max and shortest angle d theta. And we know that angle is equal to arc upon radius. Angle is d theta, arc, this is the arc ab, and distance, so radius is r, then ab is equal to r d theta. And in this smallest part, if we assume like a triangle, an area of this small triangle, smallest triangle is dA, and area of triangle half of base multiplied by height, then half of base is radius r and height is ab, ab is r d theta. Then dA is equal to half of r square d theta upon dt, and if we divide it by dt, then we get equation 7. And from equation 5 we define that j upon 2m is equal to half r square d theta upon dt is equal to constant. So equation 7 is also constant, which is aerial velocity. So from equation 8 it is clear that aerial velocity of moving particle is constant under the central force, and this equation is also known as Kepler's second law. Kepler's defined three laws. First law is that every planet moving in space with elliptical path, and second this aerial velocity, and third is t square is a cube, which is we studied in next topic.